So we're on week 10, I think we're week 10 in the build. It just feels like it's just been forever. As you can see, we're winging it this week. We've got a wing that's nearly ready to go for paint. This one obviously needs a bit of attention. It's going to be another bodywork week. As you can see, there's significant damage to this passenger wing. There's a big crease here, which just goes into this front panel, which is slightly annoying, and a big dent here. Now, we don't know yet if any of that will straighten out. We might have to buy a new wing side. If we buy a new wing side, will it match up with this? I don't know. Or do we leave it in as a battle scar? Not really sure. This is Priscilla's passenger wing, which, as you can see, also has dents in and a very similar crease. Now, actually, with the wrap, that doesn't look too bad. It's a matte wrap, as you know. So we might do the same on Purdy, except for hers is more extensive. So we'll have to see how we go. This washer bottle is actually a double washer bottle, because Purdy originally had a rear screen wash. Well, we're not going to be having that, but we're thinking that maybe we can use that to make a front screen wash that actually has some power. Yeah, strange things in the heater box. I don't think we'll be keeping them. Is that a little snail? Oh, look, a little green snail. That don't want to come off, does it? So that's the inner wing out. And now the wing side can come off. See what we can do with the creases in it. We have a bit of a crisis. We nearly run out of lube. WD-40 type lube, that is. Chris has just had a first go at bashing these dents out of this wing corner. What do you think? We're going to have to...
It's quite a little work. This is a bit rough.
Yeah, this is the front panel, where that big dent was just here. So this is kind of the problem area. Can you see how that's bent there? It's supposed to be a straight line. I don't know whether it's just easier to get another wing. Might go and investigate. Just got a parcel from Landypoint, which hopefully should be the missing seal. It is the missing seal. Let's have a look and see what it looks like. There we go. This is the seal for the windscreen. As you can see, it's like a B section here, so that squishes down to make a watertight seal, hopefully, between the windscreen frame and the roof. The next challenge is how to get this seal into this little channel that it has to go into. So there's the channel with a little lip, and this is the seal. This could be a very long process. Done a foot of it. I don't know how they got this in the factory. By the way, if you feel like refitting the seal that goes across the top of your roof, get someone else to do it. You do realise the only reason I'm persisting with this is so that my Defender doesn't leak. Will anyway, but he's going in. Sometime later, the seal is in. This is the new door top that we got in England. You might remember it came glazed, but we've taken the glass out for painting, but also because we can't actually use the glass under the regs, we need to have polycarb in here. So there was not much point keeping it in, really. Loading up Priscilla with the bits that need to go for paint. So we're on our way up to the garage with the bits that need painting in Priscilla. She's making herself useful again. Just trying not to damage anything before we get there. Just thought I'd show you the stunning sky tonight. Hopefully it might turn red in a bit, but pretty stunning. So another delivery today from the lovely people at Paddock Spars. What have we got? And what is that?
That's for the windscreen. They're the gaskets.
Ah, okay. Good, because we're going to be putting that on in a minute.
This will be, hopefully, the other two.
Ah, for the hinges. Jolly good.
New door.
Ah, brake pipes. Now we bought these because it was so complicated to make. It was just easier to buy them. We tried making them. How did that go, Chris?
Badly.
Yeah, that's not right either, is it? There you go. Perfect. Gaskets are important for the Land Rover build because we've got some steel components and some alloy components, and having them touching is not a good thing. So with the roof rubbed down and the seal in place, we're now going to refit it. Done this before. Screen frame and roof fitting, take two. Obviously didn't bother to show you putting that on because you saw it all last time. I just thought it might be useful if anybody watching this is fitting a roof and thinks, oh, the blinking thing doesn't line up. There's kind of a formula. So first of all, put the bolts in that run along between the windscreen surround and the roof. Then moving back, the next one comes just behind where the door fits. And just put all of these in kind of loosely, don't screw them up. Okay, the next is about here somewhere where the middle spar is on the inside of the roof. And then get one in at the back, and that kind of starts to pull it all into place, so you can then put the rest of the bolts in and tighten everything up. And obviously the only reason that we know that is because Jonathan told us, because we hadn't got a clue, if you remember from last week. It's cup of tea time again. Marcus, as you can see, courtesy of Sophie Devices, just realised that they're slightly different. Anyway, doesn't matter, the tea will still be good. All the bolts holding the roof on are now in, which is good. Now we've just got to go around and tighten them all up. But I'm actually sitting in Purdy. I mean, my seat's not here, obviously, so I'm just sitting on a piece of wood. But yeah, look at that. Actually got a car. So, Purdy's now really looking like a car. You'll notice, I'm sitting too low because I'm just sitting on the seat box. There's a slight problem here. There should be a windscreen. We went yesterday to try and find a windscreen, to try and buy a windscreen, to try and get somebody to fit a windscreen. However, apparently a Defender windscreen is really difficult to come by. Nobody's got one in stock, apart from Landypoint. Now, obviously, they're not very keen on posting it, which is completely understandable because it's a piece of glass. So tomorrow we've got a road trip to Angoulême to get a windscreen. Back in Lulu this morning on the road to Angoulême. It's a bit of a grey day, it's a bit wet, but we're going to get a windscreen. We've been dealing with Landypoint since 2018, I think, when we started on the project for the first Rally de Gazelle. Normally, I phone up and speak to the guys, tell them what I want. They sort me out an order and it gets shipped and arrives next day. But it's always great to actually pop in and be able to have a chat and a laugh with them, catch up on their news, and they can catch up on my news and find out what's happening in the Land Rover world in France. It's also nice to see the eurospare parts coming through the Landypoint system, as well as the ones that we get direct from eurospare. And of course, on this occasion, it was really great to get a windscreen. So with the windscreen for Purdy collected, a bit of blue sky, we've just picked up a great big chip in Lulu's windscreen, which is pretty annoying. Thought we'd do a little product test on this journey for some of our snack things ready for Santana. These naked bars are absolutely lovely and all raw ingredients, very, very healthy. Looking forward to eating this one. Back in the workshop, looking at the bits to kind of finish off this cockpit area. So we've got this tunnel that goes over the gearbox, which is fine. This is a floor panel that came out of Purdy, but obviously because the gearbox is different, you remember we had to do the plate on the front of the seat box, this also needs modification. Similarly, this side, not really quite sure where this floor panel came out of, but as you can see, it doesn't fit at all. But we have a bit of metal to start from. Yay, we got floor. Just thought we might as well do these shock absorbers. Obviously these are the turrets that we picked up in the UK from Wild Bear. Irritatingly a very slightly different colour yellow to the spring, but c'est la vie. This has been a little bit of a pig to get in because the poly bushes are so much harder to compress than a normal rubber bush, and so it's just been a real pain. So you haven't seen that, but trust me, it happened, because there would have been lots of bleeps otherwise. Now just tightening down the bolts that hold the turret in place. So that's one of the front suspension assemblies in. Now we just have to repeat. Okay. We've put a temporary seat box top on. Obviously that's not what's going to be there long term. And now trying to adjust this seat to try it again so it's a better seating position. I have to say, OMP, your wildly expensive fitting brackets aren't that accurate. I appear to have gained a new co-driver today. Minty's trying to help me sort out the seating position. It's not helping at all, actually. Minty. Do you think this is helping? I'm trying to see, Minty. I'm trying to make sure I can reach all my pedals. There's bits of wire in the way and I can't see where they are. And to see if I can see the front of the car and to see if they're in a comfortable position, which actually this is quite good. The side of this seat, don't claw my sweatshirt, Minty, for goodness sake. The side of the seat's quite close to the door frame, but I can just about get my finger between it. And then I'm thinking about the space for where the roll cage bars, the cross bit's got to go through here. So as long as it's no bigger than my fist, that'll go through. So I'm pretty pleased with that, actually. That's not bad. Minty, put your bum to the camera now. Never work with children and animals. That's what they say, isn't it? We thought we ought to look at the fixings for our rock sliders and where they go on, because obviously they need to be on before she goes to safety devices so that they know how everything sits. So they go onto this outrigger. Annoyingly, don't fit into the holes that are actually on the outrigger, so they're going to have to be drilled, but there you go. Just trying these fatty rock sliders on Purdy. Gosh, they're quite a lot bigger than Priscilla's ones. I mean, that's good, I like them, but I'm just worried now about whether they stick out too far, because they do stick out a really long way.
I'm not convinced that's right.
Of course, we're looking at this without her eyebrows on, so we need to kind of put the eyebrows on to assess this. I'm not entirely sure that's the right one, but we're one missing. But so we put the eyebrow on to look. Just look down the side of the car. It does stick out. Oh, it's difficult to tell, isn't it? I don't think we can make a decision on that actually until all of the cars in place. I've come to look at Delilah's rock sliders because they're kind of a similar size to what we've just tried on Purdy. See how far they stick out, and if you look down the side of the body it's a bit difficult to see really, because the front wheels turned out, but they do stick out a similar amount and they don't look weird, and that's maybe just because we're used to it. I don't know. And Lulu's rock sliders are exactly the same model, but obviously for a disco too, but her wheels stick out a lot more anyway. Okay, so we're at the end of week 10 with a bit of a dilemma really about these. I really like these, but I don't think that they perhaps look quite right for a classic rally. So I don't really know what to do. I need to sort of think about that. Yeah, it's never easy. Nobody said it was going to be easy. So that's it for this week. Need to go and find some Christmas cheer for next week. But I hope you've enjoyed staying with us for this week's video. You know the drill now. If you've liked the video, if you've enjoyed the video, please press the thumbs up below. Do subscribe to the channel if you can, because it really helps us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.